Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Carmine from New York here with another very important video about photography. How are you? It's December, as you can tell by the Christmas decorations. I just want to let you know a few things. Most importantly, watch my finger. Please press the red square. That's the subscription button. Please subscribe. It would really do me a world of good. Give me a thumbs up, please. Comment below and email me any question you have about photography at blackandwhitephoto@aol.com. Now, I just want to give you a little behind the scenes. We are coming up to my 200th episode. It'll be here in a few days, and I just want you to know why you should be a subscriber. It's very important that on the 200th episode, which is only a few days away, it's very important that you be a subscriber. I can't give it away yet, but there's something very, very special is going to happen during the 200th episode of my channel of Carmine from New York Teaches Photography. So I'll put it to you this way. If I was you, I would be subscribed. All right. That's all I want to say. Today, as you can tell in the title, we must discuss in depth with example photographs of this professional grade lens. Guys, I am talking about the Nikon /Nikkor. This is the 85mm f1.4D lens. Guys, this is a expensive, all right? Now, why do I mean expensive? You know that all my past videos, I try and show you guys cameras and lenses combined cost less than $200, $300 for the whole kit. But in this case, this lens, this professional portrait lens, and I use it for other things too, like street photography. You're going to see photographs mixed into this video as we go along. The street photographs I take with this will just knock your socks off. And because it's 1.4, it's very fast. So when you're shooting in Manhattan, right, there's very little sunshine in Manhattan. I'll put it to you that way. Because of the skyscrapers, they just create shadows on nearly every street. Okay, I want to tell you all about this lens. This lens, the reason I say it's expensive is this. I just checked eBay today. Oh, guys, it's December 4th, 2022. I almost feel bad saying the price of this lens in mint condition. It's $500 just for the lens. However, guys, this lens might just be the only lens you will ever want for in your whole journey in photography. It has an f-stop ring. Okay, it's autofocus. It has an automatic focus or manual focus indicator. All right, but the examples, the output of this lens is so sharp and so gorgeous that it is the #1 lens that professionals, especially wedding photographers, have in their bag. All right, I just want to run down quickly. As I'm talking, there'll be all samples that I took with this lens. All right, they'll be coming up through the screen. Now, you'll notice that I have it on the D3, right? This is the Nikon D3. But I want you guys to know, sure, it's a full frame lens, but guys, it works on DX just as well. Also, for my film shooters, it works perfectly on film cameras as well. This happens to be the Nikon F5. Works absolutely perfect. Yeah, that's the Yorkies barking. All right, let's go down a few very interesting and important facts about the lens. Okay, the name of it again is the Nikon 85mm 1.4 AFD lens. As you can see on the front, I have a filter. Okay, guys, that's a 77mm filter. This lens is heavy. It's over 1 pound, just the lens. It's 18.5 ounces. All right, and for my buddy in the UK, I should say buddies, I have a lot of guys and girls out there that tune into my channel, 524 grams. That's pretty heavy for a lens, but sometimes things are worth it. Like when you do something like practice photography, in the end, it pays off. Okay, let's keep going, guys. So I told you, right? I mentioned that it's $500 used on eBay. But guys, this is if you decide to purchase this lens, please be very, very alert. I go over this every single episode, but it's worth repeating for my new subscribers. If you're going to buy any kind of camera gear on eBay, you must do the following. Buy from a seller that has 100% credibility. eBay calls it feedback. I call it credibility. You want to get it whether he has or she has 100%, but no lower than 99.2% credibility. Also, they have to have more than a couple of feedbacks. You're looking for somebody that has hundreds of feedbacks. Next, since this is camera equipment, right? Click on the button on eBay that says seller's other items. If they're selling weird things that are not camera related, don't buy it. Because how can they give you a real conclusion on if the lens or camera is in operating condition, if it has haze, fungus, scratches, mildew, if the aperture blades have oil on them? Come on. No oil on these blades. Okay. So, one other thing that I highly recommend when it comes to a purchase of like this, of a Nikkor lens that costs $500, or you're buying a camera body that costs, hundreds of dollars, do yourself a favor. Buy it from a seller located in Japan. There's a lot that goes behind that. Why? I'll just put it simply. People in Japan that own camera equipment take care of them like they're the family jewels. Okay? They take pride in owning camera equipment. They treat it gingerly. Okay? They take care of it. They don't abuse it. So that's really the main reason why I highly recommend buy your expensive stuff from a seller from Japan. Now, if they offer DHL, right, shipping, you will get it shipped to your home here in the United States in 3 days. It's unbelievable. I have gotten lenses and cameras from eBay, from a seller in Japan, uses DHL, and it's here in 3 days. Faster than if I bought it from somebody in Chicago. okay, who eventually they'll think about getting to the post office. All right, let's continue. Okay, the lens is sturdy. It's all metal construction. Uh, it's one of the toughest autofocus lenses Nikon has ever made. Now, this is important because not everybody has the same cameras that I do. Compatibility is a big issue. Pay attention. This FX lens works especially well with FX cameras, 35mm size, and DX Nikons, like the D4, D800E, the 800, the D7000, the D700, the D3, the D3X, D300S, and the F5 and F6. Now, it's perfectly at home on manual focus cameras like the F2AS, the F3, the FE, and the FA. All right, let's keep going. It works with nearly every Nikon film and digital camera since 1977. If you have a coupling prong added to the diaphragm ring, it's perfect with every Nikon back to the original Nikon F in 1959. Now, pay attention. The only incompatibility is that it will not autofocus. You can manual focus, but it won't autofocus with the following inexpensive Nikon cameras: the D40, D40X, D60, D3000, D3100, the D5000, and the D5100. If you focus manually using this lens on the cameras I just mentioned, you'll be absolutely in shape. You'll be perfect. Okay? There's no reason you shouldn't get a lens like this on an inexpensive camera. It'll turn that camera into a professional. Let's keep going. Now, one of the reasons the lens is so heavy is, yes, it has a complete metal construction, but there's 9 elements. All right, that's 9 pieces of glass in this in this lens, which makes it incredibly sharp. It has 9 curved aperture blades, which gives beautiful circular bokeh. Okay, this lens is sharp all the way down to 1.4. That's pretty rare. When you can get a fast lens that can claim that it's sharp wide open. Okay. The closest you can focus, okay, is 0.85 of a meter. All right. Let's see. This lens is not a new kid around the block. This lens has been selling to professional photographers since the 90s. Okay. Very important, made in Japan. I have a whole video that says why made in Japan when it comes to camera equipment is very important. I'll link it in the description. Okay. A couple of more things before we wrap this up. Extremely fast autofocus. Autofocus accuracy is incredible. The bokeh, like I mentioned, is superb. I hope you enjoy the photographs that I'm putting in throughout this video. Pay attention to the sharpness, the detail. Okay. Let me see what else I can tell you about it. I think that's about it. Okay. We went through it. I hope you've enjoyed all of the sample photographs that I took with this lens, okay, throughout the last few years. This gets my thumbs up. This gets my full recommendation, but it comes with a heavy price. I tend to stay away from gear that's in this price range. This is $500 mint used condition, because when I started this channel, I told you guys from episode 1, photography is for everyone, for every budget, okay? And there's no reason, okay, for anyone to absolutely need this lens. No. This is for the person that has tried photography, right? They tried photography with their kit lens, and now they're ready for the good stuff. They're ready. You always hear this phrase, you're ready for good glass. This is what they're talking about. This is the good glass. This is it. Okay, so I think I talked about everything. Oh, let me, I keep the lens hood on. Okay, let me just show you what the lens looks like. It's not that long. Okay, it's not that long. Here's the comparison to my hand. Okay, it's not that long, but look at that front element. That's how big it has to be for a 1.4. Okay, this is the lens hood, right? It's the HN31. Okay, and of course on it is, if you can get it just right, yeah, I have always a filter on it. Okay, this happens to be the Hoya UV 77mm filter. Okay, it's always on here, because if you think for a second that I'm going to let a scratch happen on the front element, no way. All right, guys, so let's wrap it up. Like I said before, please follow my finger, hit that red square, that's the subscribe button. Please give me a thumbs up, comment below, and for goodness sakes, email me any question you have about photography. If it's about a lens, a camera, or a darkroom question. Do you have a question about film? Do you have a question about filters? Anything, tripods. Guys, I've been a photojournalist for 50 years. I have a lot of experience. Oh, and I always forget to mention this. I have a website which is free. You can't buy anything, so don't panic. You can't even buy a hat. CarmineTaverna.com. There's links below in the description. Now, what is that? It's a website to help you figure out what to photograph. Because so many times we have photography equipment, right? We've got great digital cameras. We've got great film cameras, and we just don't know what to photograph, okay? So go to my website. It has over 5,000 of my newest photographs on it. And for each one, you'll see the equipment that I used and where it was taken. It just gives you an idea. It breaks photo block. It's the same thing as writer's block, but it's what photographers get. Photo block, when you can't think of what to photograph. All right, guys, it'll just give you ideas. And some of the best photographs are photographs you can take in your own home. Macro photos. I have so many videos on macro. Just search in my channel for macro photography. All right, guys, have a great day. Christmas is right around the corner. If you want this lens, put it on your list to Santa. All right, guys, take it easy. Thank you for tuning in.